Yo, how's it going, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome back to a brand new locals feature match. Here we are in round 2 for May 20th locals. This is going to be the last week that I upload old format features before the list goes into effect next Monday, June 5th. And I'm sure most of you saw the list. If you haven't, definitely check out the discussion video / reaction video I made a couple days ago. I'll put a link up to it in the top right. If you want to check it out, hear my thoughts, live as I saw the list for the first time. And yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys have some mixed feelings on that list. There's definitely some good things and some bad things and a lot of in between. Yeah, it's just definitely an interesting list. And here we have two decks that were technically affected by that list. We have Runick. This is like pure Runick stun. And yes, that is a Cyber Jar. And my friend Jeremiah's hand there. And also Time Tearing Morganite. Not a card I thought I would actually see played, but it does make sense to see it in a deck like Pure Runick. And also Messenger of Peace. Yeah, pay I think 100 every standby phase or something like that. Every one of your standby phases, and then like things over 1500 attack cannot attack, declare an attack. And we're going to see it going against Cash, another deck that got hit. Maybe not nearly as much as it should have gotten hit. When I was first doing my initial thoughts, I was like, great, they hit Mind Hacker. But after especially watching, some other reaction videos, mainly DB Grinders, and, hearing some other thoughts from some of my friends, yeah, they really could have done a lot more with the deck. They could have gone about it definitely a different way. And of course, I like, Unicorn being at, 2 or 3 because of Speed Cash. But I mean, the deck still is really, really good. And the unfair treatment that was given towards decks like Super Heavy and Pearly that are now significantly worse than they were post-list, and Kashtira is only mildly worse at most. Not even really. Yeah, and it's just very, very strange. So also, we're going to see our Cash player here, start Field Spell into Fenrir into Rise Heart. Rise Heart's going to banish, looks like to be Ogre. Makes the opponent banish top 3. They've also got TC up as well, alongside that Messenger of Peace. And that Time Tearing Morganite as well. Really, really cool card. Can only be played in probably a handful of decks currently, but you basically activate it, and I'm pretty sure you can't summon any monsters, special summon monsters from the hand for the rest of the duel. And then I believe you can draw 2 cards for every normal draw phase instead of drawing 1 card. So in slower rogue-like, not really rogue-like, I guess rogue-like, slower rogue-based decks like, Stun, Runick, kind of giving you a little bit more card advantage when you need it. And then we're going to see this Dark Arm Dragon of Annihilation kind of go in here, clearing a set Curse Seal of the Forbidden spell, and also clearing Messenger of Peace, saying, I'm going to leave that TC Boo there, don't really care too much about it. He's got Birth in hand already, Battle Phase, Fenrir will clear the Birth, and then redeclare into the set Cyber Jar, which is just such a goofy card. And I believe it's both players are going to discard their entire hand, or I think they just draw 5. Yeah, it destroys everything on the field, and then both players draw 5 cards. They summon all monsters, I believe, level 4 or lower monsters, and any other cards they get added to their hand. So they get Book and Field Spell, and then all spells from the Runick player, which is not super surprising. And yeah, a bunch of hand traps getting special summoned, and 2 Ash Blossoms and a Ghost Ogre, which I guess is just free Baron fodder for any Cash cards that end up hitting the board. I don't believe they've used their normal summon yet, so they will normal summon that Ogre. I think they added back off the Theosis. Ogre is going to go ahead and add Big Bang for that follow-up, that grind game that Cash definitely needs. And they could go for a Baron here, since they have plenty of level 3 tuners to spare. Also, Ghost Ogre is definitely just like an interruption here, too. It looks like they're just going to go for Chandra Era, activate Pot of Prosperity. They might be valuing the locking of zones more so than going for another route, or maybe going for a Rise Heart. Maybe that's what they were trying to get to. But they also can't activate Prosperity there because of the Cyber Jar, since they did draw cards that turn, so kind of low-key acting as a floodgate, but not really, since they got to draw 2 cards off of it. And then we're going to see our Runick player start by drawing 2. because of that time-tearing Morganite. And then they're going to lead with Tip. Tip's going to banish one off the top of the opponent's deck. That is going to be Impermanence. And they could have used the Kashtira there. They might still... This might just all be in draw phase, though. I'm not entirely sure. So they activate the Tip, and then they're activating the Flashing Fire, I believe. I know the one that pops spells and traps, so it always banishes 4 off the top. So that must have been in draw phase, because now we're going into standby phase, and they're going to activate Kashtira to go ahead and special summon a Kashtira monster from the deck, or at least attempt to. Yeah, there's Freezing Curses and Flashing Fire. Pretty sure Freezing Curses is the Chalice. Flashing Fire is the spell trap move. I swear every time I have to do a commentary of this deck, I just like... Enough time passes in between Runick commentaries where I just like forget what some of the cards do. Yeah, so I end up having to relearn mid-commentary. And we're also going to see One Day of Peace. And on Resolution, Droll and Lockbird, it looks like. Kind of late. And also Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, technically an interruption now too, since it's on the field, because it is, I think, yeah, it's literally the only a Ghost Girl hand trap that is able to activate its effect from field. Very unique. Probably they did that because it's an E-Tally target, but... And they're going to activate another Runick spell there, clearing the Fenrir, and banishing more cards off the top. Activate Messenger of Peace, set 2, set 3. Looks like they're just going to set 2. And they'll pass turn. And they're going to pay, I think they're remembering to pay for that Messenger of Peace there. Not sure the exact wording on Messenger of Peace. It's a very old card. And standby phase, they're going to go ahead and summon out Unicorn off Kashtira. And they're going to use Unicorn to go ahead and search. I believe that was Theosis. They've already got Birth in play. And they're going to go ahead and Synchro into Baron Fleur immediately. And they're going to go ahead and use its effect to target a set on the field. I think they end up hitting a set golden drop, but they'll chain it. I think they targeted the Baron. It's going to make them banish another 3 off the top. That looks like a copy of Birth getting banished, but I mean, so long as they've got, you know, I'm completely drawing a blank of what the E-Tally spell is, but so long as they've got that, they can get it back. They're going to use Birth, though, to bring back Rise Heart. Theosis, there it goes, yeah. They're going to use Rise Heart effect, banish Theosis, make the opponent banish another top 3. So, you know, you're going to make me banish cards, I'm going to make you banish cards. They're going to add back a Birth, so they got a second copy for follow-up. In case that other copy gets out, they're going to get to lock down a zone. And they're also going to use a copy of Tip here to attempt to go ahead and search and banish another card off the top of the opponent's deck. And if it seems like they've lost a lot of cards, these Runick cards at this point, it is because they have. They've lost quite a few. And they're about to lose one more. But Ogre could come in clutch here if he ever does see the field spell. And they're going to go ahead and resolve the Birth there, banishing 3 from the opponent's grave face down, locking down another zone off the Kashtira. And they could use the field spell, if they wanted to destroy the Messenger. Looks like that'll be it for their turn there. Since, again, that Messenger of Peace is still preventing them from attacking with things that have 1500 or more attack. And even Ghost Ogre and Ash are gaining some additional attack. They're going to activate Flashing Fire, getting rid of the Birth. They're going to chain Baron to negate. They're going to chain Freezing Curses to book the Baron. And if Freezing Curses target ends up going face down, I don't think it will resolve. And then they're going to get to banish another 3 from their graveyard, triggering Kashtira again, locking down another zone. Field spell now activating to pop that Messenger of Peace. And then they're going to go ahead and activate Pot of Prosperity, which is another card I've seen a lot of people actually, you know, thinking could wind up on the Forbidden and Limited list. And while this is a take that I've never really had, I do understand it the more and more, not only I use the card, but the more and more I see it play. You know, anytime you build a board and you're going first, whatever type of board you might have, anytime they lead with prosperity, it always is a little tricky and makes things a little bit more difficult in terms of what you should be getting rid of, or what you should be, how you should be interacting, what you should be negating. When they start with that prosperity banishing 3 or banishing 6, right? So they do flip up TC Boo immediately here in the draw phase before they have a chance to flip that Baron back up. And they're going to get rid of Ogre since it is a Psychic. They're obviously not going to get rid of other Psychic monsters. They can get, keep their Shangri-La on field, which I believe is a Psychic. And then they're going to flip up Baron after they tribute set over the Ash and the Rise Heart, which is a Warrior. And they can use the Baron to now clear the TC Boo so they can start playing again. And then the Birth is going to bring back Fenrir. Just kidding, it's bringing back Unicorn. Just kidding. See what they actually end up deciding to bring back here. Now, they are definitely getting dangerously low on cards here. They just need a way to get some damage on board. So I believe the only damage they've taken at this point was from, not really damage, but they've had to pay life points from the Messenger of Peace. And they will finally decide here to bring back the Unicorn. And then they're going to swing in with everything they've got. The Baron, the Unicorn, everything boosted up by, I believe, 200 attack here since they have Fire and Wind. So 32 from the Baron, 27 from the Unicorn. And they're going to use the Unicorn to banish one from the top of their deck. Well, one from their extra deck, rather. And then they're going to lock down another zone. So 4 of their spell and trap zones now locked down. The Shangri-La has been putting in work, turn after turn, slowly but surely locking off their zones. And now they're going to slap down an Arise Heart on top of that Unicorn. And the Runick player will get to draw 2 cards, but they've got 1 spell and trap zone. And that, honestly, is really all they need. And I believe since that Baron was flip down and flip face up, I believe they could potentially use its negate again. I could be wrong. That just seems like something they'd be able to do, but they're going to let the tip go through. Tip's going to banish another Imperm off the top, and Rise Heart is going to trigger here to attach something. And it looks like they're also using the Birth to go ahead and banish 3 from the graveyard. And they're also going to chain Golden Droplet in response. And then they're going to negate Baron so they don't lose more cards from their extra deck. And that should, I believe, prompt Shangri-La to lock down the last spell and trap zone, unless I'm missing something. And I think in response to Shangri-La effect, they're going to chain. And that will force them to lose the last cards off the top of their deck, making it so they cannot draw. And that is going to be the end of Game 1. A very, very, very grindy Game 1. If you blinked, you would have missed the Runick players showing you their opening hand there. It was very quick, but they did open up an interesting hand. I saw Pot and Talents. And I do see Shifter getting things started here for cash. And honestly, that's pretty damn good, especially going against the Runick deck where they... if they see their field spell, which I don't think we saw a single field spell from this Runick player, that entire grindy Game 1, we didn't see it a single time, and they're just basically speed running the classic board here. Big Bang underneath Rise Heart, Shangri-La, Fenrir in play, activating field spell, grabbing the Scareclaw cash, and then finishing things up with a Prosperity for 6. And looks like 1 Big Eye gone. I see Garura, definitely something you want to get banished in case you want to attach it to the Rise Heart, revealing double Ash, Shifter, Bell, Cosmic, Unicorn. Looks like they're going to take Ash. All those cards they revealed, they're definitely very good things to have in this particular matchup. Bell can stop the field spell. Cosmic's just great for hitting any Floodgate. And they're also going to use that Rise Heart to attach the Garura. And they're going to go to standby phase. And it looks like they're going to activate Runick, I think, Destruction or Flashing Fire. Not sure which one that is. I swear they all look the same. But they're going to use a book on their own Fenrir. And they're still going to lose 4 off the top to that spell, and they're going to attach the fusion. It's a Skull Knight fusion, Skull Warrior fusion. I know it has an effect in the graveyard. You can banish to basically pop a card the opponent controls. Very popular card in the extra deck for cash because of this interaction right here. Prosperity is going to get hit with an Ash Blossom, and that is going to proc the Rise Heart to attach, this time with Theosis, and they're going to have triple tactics talents to take. This could be huge there if they've got Zeus. That is a huge Zeus with plenty of material, but they are going to quickly respond here, chaining the Rise Heart, detaching 3, banishing itself face down, giving them the option to either take, the Ogre or the Shangri-Ira. In this case, it'd only be a 2 material Zeus, if anything, which is far better than, what would that have been, like a 3 send Zeus, and it looks like after that they are just going to admit defeat as they cannot do anything to out that board, and they've got plenty of follow-up next turn, definitely to end the game. So in game 3, we are going to see the Runick Stun deck go first, and see if they have that Time-Tearing Morganite again. They do have Time-Tearing Morganite. Very cool card. Remember that card getting a lot of hype when it first got announced. And yeah, I think this is the first time on this channel we've seen it be used in a feature. And they're going to go ahead and use a Runick spell here to summon from the deck. That's not Hugin, so I don't know which one that is. It's the level 3 one, though. And that is Munin, the Runick Wings. Just had to look it up real quick. Yeah, if it's special summon, you can discard a card to add a Runick Continuous spell from your deck to your hand. So I wonder if they're actually even playing the field spell. My guess is they're probably not. And they're going to go ahead and burn Imperm on the Munin. They're going to activate the field spell. It's going to get hit with Curse Seal of the Forbidden spell. And they're just going to go ahead and spec Unicorn, normal summon Go spell, and link or synchro into Baron rather, and then activate the Birth. That's going to go ahead and bring out Unicorn, then activate Theosis. Theosis is going to bring out Fenrir. Fenrir effect, go ahead and add Rise Heart. Yep, adding Rise Heart there. They were a little bit second guessing, and they're going to go and special summon the Rise Heart and go for the Shangri-Ira. Then they are going to use the Rise Heart effect, banishing Big Bang effect to go ahead and basically detach, add, and summon the Fenrir, and then go for the Rise Heart, or a Rise Heart, Baron pop the set, and attack for game with everything right there. So yeah, there goes an end to a very grindy match there, Kashtira versus Runick Stun. And if the new list deters people from playing the Runick deck, I definitely won't be upset with that. But yeah, that's going to do it. Huge shout out goes to our current Divine level channel members who are Misfit 88 Cyber, Cadillacs 84, Pony Stark, and Green. Thank you guys so much as always for your extremely kind and very generous support of the channel.